week 30 and 31. I cannot imagine, it's so crazy how fast this pregnancy is going by. I am just in shock that I'm almost done with this pregnancy. I'm not ready. We have so much to get done. It's not even funny. I'm going to try and make this relatively short because the last video was extremely long. I do have a lot to update on, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Yesterday, I was 31 weeks, and I went to see the specialist. I believe this will be the last time I have to see the specialist, so everything is looking okay. I cannot remember if I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos. If I did, it would have been 6 weeks ago that I mentioned it, where I was measuring bigger, and so I had a lot of extra fluid, and they wanted to see me back today or yesterday. So I went back yesterday, and actually my fluid was in the normal range. It was on the lower end of normal, but it was still normal. So I went from having an excessive amount to just enough. So that's good. And I just keep drinking water. I drink a lot of water anyway. I'm like a little fish. So that's no issue. My cervix is a little bit shorter, but it's not too much shorter. Not enough to raise red flags or anything. I am 31 weeks pregnant, and so we are really excited that I made it this far without any types of intravenous medication, so that's good. I do take iron supplements now, and I take magnesium. The magnesium is to help with the contractions. It's an over-the-counter vitamin that I can take. It's supposed to help. It doesn't really help, but I'm trying to just continue to take it. So I take that, and then I take Doclace, of course, because of the iron pills, and my prenatal, and then they had mentioned possibly steroid injection, just one, but that would be in a couple of weeks. So if I were to need it, I did go to the hospital. I believe it was Monday. No, it was last week. I went to the hospital, and I was contracting a lot. Everything came back normal, but I was having a lot of contractions, way more than I typically do. And if you've been following me on this journey, you know that I have been having a lot of contractions. So for me to go in on my own will says a lot. They were kind of painful, but not enough for me to say, yeah, they hurt. They were just more uncomfortable. I was very achy in my lower back. When I got there, I was contracting every 10 minutes. They monitored me for about an hour, and then it had dropped down to every 5 minutes, and then they gave me some IV solution. They gave me some just fluids through an IV to see if that would help. It did not, but I didn't get any more. I didn't have any more contractions. I mean, they didn't stop, but they weren't more frequent, and they weren't causing me to dilate. So they were able to let me go home, because I came in at almost a 2, and then I left at almost a 2. So because there was no progression there, they were okay with sending me home. Sorry, excuse me, I just woke up from a nap, so I did get concerned because I have been losing more and more every day of my plug, but I know it regenerates, and so I don't know. I mentioned that to my doctor today, and she said, it's your 4th baby, you're now in your 31st week of pregnancy. It's not so much of a concern now as it was 5 weeks ago. So that's good news all around. Speaking of that, I have not gained any weight in the past month. I've been sitting at a steady weight, and I think 4 pounds above my pre-pregnancy weight. So that's good. They haven't seen any concern. My blood pressure was actually really good today. It was 102/60, and I was super excited. One of the symptoms I've been having lately is stars. I see stars, and I don't know if this makes any sense to anybody, but it's if I bend over, or if I stand up too quickly, or whatever the case might be. I think it's just a lack of blood flow because my blood pressure is so low, and I'm anemic too. So if I stand up too quickly or if I bend over for too long, I cannot catch my breath enough, and then I start seeing what looks like shooting stars. I brought that up to my OB today, and I brought it up to her last week too. She wasn't too concerned, but we are definitely keeping an eye on it because it's obviously not normal. It's just something else to keep an eye on. As of right now, I am being seen weekly. No, that's a lie. I was seen last week and the week before and the week before. Now I'm don't to be seen next week, and then I can go a whole 2 weeks without being seen. And that was my call because I feel like at this point, the fetal fibronectin test that they took last week was negative, and so I think that I've got at least 2 weeks to go. We're good. I do believe at my next appointment at 33 weeks, she wants to check me just to make sure there's no progression. She and I are on the same page, whereas when we she hopes that I make it another 5 weeks. I hope I make it another 6 weeks. Once I hit 37 weeks, which is in 6 weeks, I cannot believe it, guys. Once I hit 37 weeks, my goal is to evict this guy. Her goal is to have me make it to 36 weeks. My husband, the week I turn 36 weeks, is going on a hunting trip. So he'll be gone for about 6 days, 6 or 7 days. So I'm hoping that he comes back before anything happens. But he's really excited about it. He's going caribou hunting with a bunch of his friends, and I was supposed to go on that hunt, but I am pregnant, on and off bed rest, and so we didn't think it was a good idea. So probably if I was 15 weeks or so, it'd be a different story because I love hunting, and so that's kind of a bummer, but I'm excited either way. I've only got 6 more weeks to go before I'm considered term, and if they do the steroid shot, then that would be really nice, and I think I might request it just to have his lungs develop a little bit more, so that way if I were to go at 36 weeks, I'm prepared. I'm better prepared for his health. If I go in the next few weeks, anytime before 36, they have to send me to a different hospital, which is an hour away, because they have a big NICU, a really fantastic NICU, I might add. My second born had to go there because she caught pneumonia and stopped breathing on her own. So she was 4 hours old when that happened. And so we immediately discharged her and we went by ambulance to that NICU. And such a phenomenal experience, considering I had a sick child. So anyways, that's about it. Cravings this week and symptoms. I told you about the shooting stars. I am extremely, extremely exhausted. I'm not the type of person to take naps. I have taken a nap every single day. I didn't take one yesterday because I had appointments and things like that. But every single day since I had taken time off work, I have taken naps, anywhere from an hour to 2 hour naps. And that is not me at all. So that tells you a lot, or tells me a lot. I'm extremely tired, and that I think it's just a product of 3 children, being pregnant, having my iron extremely low, being in my 3rd trimester. So it's just one thing after the other causing that. And I think other than the shooting stars and the extreme exhaustion, I'm not having any other symptoms. I get out of breath a lot easier now that he's in my ribs. He is definitely head down still, and I think I mentioned that in my last video, but he is definitely head down. When I saw another OB in the clinic, because my OB was gone last week, when I saw him, he checked to see where his head was, and he was very shocked at how low he was. He said he couldn't tell me what station he was in my pelvis, but he knew he was in my pelvis, which was causing me a lot of pressure. So today, that's another thing. Today when I was talking to my OB, I told her about all the pressure that I have and how I constantly feel like he's just going to fall out. She said I need to get a belly support band. I am not that big, so I didn't think that was a big deal. I constantly am getting comments, oh, you're so tiny. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm really not. I feel like a whale. But if any of you ladies know where to go to get a support band, she mentioned Target, but Target doesn't have any in stock. They won't have any for another week and a half, and she told me to get one today. I didn't even look on Amazon because she said today, but we went to one place and I didn't really go anywhere else. I don't know if Walmart would have it, but if any of you guys have suggestions, we have a Burlington coat factory near us and there's a Babies R Us, so they might be places that I might consider to go. So there's the belly support band. She said what I've been wearing hasn't given me enough support, obviously, because I feel like he's going to fall out. So I don't, as for symptoms, as for cravings, I still don't have nothing more than what I've been having. I still like to taste Dr. Pepper, but I don't drink it all. I just drink just a little bit if I drink it. And, oh, broccoli. I want broccoli so bad all the time. Broccoli and cheese, preferably broccoli cheddar soup. So I might actually make that for dinner tomorrow. So yeah. But yeah, so that's just pretty much it for my pregnancy. Nothing exciting. Hospital on Monday. Saw a different OB on Friday. Oh, I did, when they checked me Monday, I wasn't almost 2. I was over 2. I think she said maybe 2.5. And then I was 75% effaced. So I think I only 70%. So I think it was only 10% effaced since the last video that I updated you ladies on. So just doctor's appointments. The specialist yesterday was just so much fun to be at. Oh, that's one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. I keep forgetting. They did find, they're called hydrocele. They found one on each testicle, which is where there's just fluid buildup in the testicle, about 1 centimeter a piece. They said that it shouldn't cause him any issues, and that it should, and that it should go away on its own. But if it doesn't, the only concern that it might bring is that he might have a low sperm production, which at 2 months old, I don't really care if he has a sperm production, because he's not going to be having any babies. But when he's older, it might become an issue. So if they don't disappear, if it doesn't dissipate, then that would be the discretion of the pediatrician, time of birth and probably the first couple of months. But I don't foresee that being an issue. That she said they're relatively small. She said, but when he is born, he will most likely have a swollen scrotum, and that's about all the issues we will have as in the infancy stage. So we'll go from there, and then I'm going to try and start doing weekly updates starting next week, so that way, because we are getting so close, and I feel like we've got a lot more to talk about. And then I will show you when the nursery is done, which it's not really a nursery, but when the boys' room is done, we will show you the boys' room. And I'm super excited. I just bought my older son a toddler bed, so Gunnar will get the baby bed. And then I bought my youngest daughter a new bed. So things are happening all around us, and it's coming together. I am just now this week getting things ready. So I'm hoping to have everything completely done by the 10th of August. We have a lot to do. Still don't have very many clothes for him, but I'm hoping that I can start building that up really soon. Alright, so that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to show you my belly, and then we will see you hopefully next week. All right, ladies, so here is my 31-week belly. With the shirt down, I definitely feel like he's grown a lot. Tell me what you think. I feel big. Oh, and I measured myself last week, and I was measuring right around 35 inches. So here is with the shirt up. And I'm very excited because these are my size 27 or 29 jeans, I can't remember, and they still button. And I was very excited about them. So there is my 31-week belly. We will hopefully see you guys next week for week 32. All right, bye.